So I'm going to say something that might make a lot of gamers upset, but 30 FPS isn't actually bad. It's great, actually. Please let me explain myself. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Final. Today, kind of want to talk about a topic that I know a lot of people are sensitive about, but we've entered into that era of gaming where we went from graphics to resolution to FPS and what matters the most in gaming, really. Now, what really matters the most, resolution or FPS, is going to depend on the gamer themselves. Everybody's going to have their own opinion of what really matters to them. And it's also going to depend on the type of game that you're playing as well. But the one thing that I hear a lot of people complain about, especially with the newly released Crimson Desert, is, especially for console gamers, that 30 FPS is unplayable, it's sluggish, it's rough. By now we should be locked at 60 FPS. I blame Jeff Keighley and Highguard for this nonsense. I don't, but I'm just saying RIP Highguard. But I thought about it and like, man, in the years of my gaming, I've played games in 30 FPS, 50 FPS, 60, 120, 144. I've played, all the frame rates basically, okay? And I've realized in the years of gaming, is 60 FPS really necessary? Now, in today's gaming, we usually have, at least for consoles, we usually have one or two options. We have performance, and then we have fidelity mode in the games that we play. Now, for PC gamers, it's going to be the same thing, because not everybody has a 5090, a 4080, or anything like that. So you're going to be running programs like DLSS or FSR, and again, not everybody's going to be running at 120 FPS. Some people will be running 60 or slightly above 60. Actually, a great example would be something like the Steam Deck or the PC handhelds that we have today, where a lot of people are actually more than comfortable and happy that the game is even running at a locked 30 FPS. Why? Because of their expectations. It's like, okay, well, this is a handheld, so I'm expecting it to not be as powerful as my main rig, so 30 FPS is more than playable. Well, it's more than playable there, so then why is it not playable for you running on your main computer then? Well, because of all the money I put in. I mean, yeah, of course, if I put in thousands of dollars to a gaming PC, I would expect it to run at higher frames. But the point is, when you were playing on your handheld, you weren't bothered by the frames that you were getting on the handheld because it was playable. 30 FPS is more than playable and it's not bad at all. You don't really need 60 FPS. I think we're spoiled by high frame rates like 60 FPS. So nowadays gamers want 4K, 60 FPS, maxed out, playing on their TV or on their PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox, or whatever. Okay, now don't get me wrong. When you go from 60 to 30 FPS, it's going to be a night and day difference, and vice versa. When you go from 60 to 30, it's going to feel sluggish, it's going to feel rough, you're not going to be able to adjust. But here's the thing a lot of people don't really talk about, and it's that after playing the game at a locked 30 FPS, let's give an example for right now. Let's do Crimson Desert or Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite games on the PlayStation. You play that game, let's say you play it on fidelity mode. Beautiful, 4K visuals, it looks gorgeous, the game's running at a locked 30 FPS. After you play the game for about, let's say 5-10 minutes, most maybe 15, your eyes adjust. And as you've been playing, as you've been immersing yourself into the game, it feels normal. All of a sudden, you don't feel like you're playing at 30 FPS. You feel like it's just running normal because it's not going above 30, it's not going below 30. It's staying at a locked, consistent frame rates. And your eyes are now adjusted to that, so the game feels normal to you. Believe it or not, your brain is actually really good at adapting to motion. If you stick to the 30 FPS, all of a sudden, it starts to not look bad anymore. It just becomes the new normal. Kind of like when you walk into a dark room and at first you can't see anything, then your eyes start to adjust. I'm not saying you're going to get night vision or anything like that. I'm just saying your eyes start to adjust to what you are seeing in front of you. Same thing with frame rate. Now, I'm not saying screw 60 FPS, like, we don't want it, forget you, you're a waste of time. No. I would hope for a day to come where, especially playing on the console, PS5 Pro or PlayStation 6, Xbox, whatever, that we can play 4K, 60 FPS, a locked 60 FPS. Because sure, again, there's nothing wrong with 60 frames per second. It's smooth, it's nice to look at. The game just like the way it's just fluid gameplay, right? But for me personally, if I'm choosing between performance mode and fidelity mode in my games, I'm gonna end up choosing fidelity because I want the game to look as beautiful as possible while I play it. That's why when I played Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 5, I think it's Rift Apart, that's the latest one, I played the whole thing. I played at first, about the first hour, I want to say, in performance mode. Man, it ran smooth and great and everything. But I was like, man, I'm going to put on fidelity because I want all the bells and whistles on. I want the game to look as immaculate as it can look. And when I did that, after about 15 minutes of gameplay, my eyes adjusted and I played the entire game like that. It felt like the new normal. I had no issues whatsoever because my eyes adjusted to the locked 30 FPS. It was consistent and I had fun all the way till the end of the game. Now, here's the thing. It's going to depend on the game that you are playing. I'm not saying that 30 FPS is going to be great for every game out there. For single player adventures, even for fighting games, hack and slash games, all that stuff, 30 FPS is perfectly fine. You know, it's more than playable, okay? But it's going to depend on the game you're playing. So if you're playing something like Battlefield or what I play, Hunt Showdown, or something competitive or racing, then I'm going to understand that you're going to want to play the game in performance mode where you'll be at 60 FPS or more than 60 FPS. Then I understand because you're playing a more competitive setting, so you're going to want to get all the frames that you possibly can get to have that edge and when you're playing, you know, a match of whatever you're playing. But for story games, single player adventures, even some fighting games, RPGs, all that stuff, 30 FPS is more than fine, and it's what I prefer if I have the choice to choose between performance and fidelity mode. Just like as if I'm on PC where we have DLSS, you know, ultra quality or performance mode. I'm going to choose ultra quality at all times because I want the game to look as visually nice as it can look while maintaining a consistent frame rate. Now, I'm not saying if I'm gonna set it to ultra quality and I'm getting like below 30, 24 frames, 20 frames, no, not acceptable whatsoever. If I can stay at a locked 30 for the game I'm playing, I'm perfectly happy with that. FPS matters, but not as much as people think. A smooth experience is nice, but a good game is still a good game, whether it's at 30 or 60 FPS. But I want to hear from you. Can you guys actually play a game at 30 FPS, or does it drive you crazy because it feels sluggish to you or whatever, because you're so used to playing at high frame rates on your game PC, or you play everything in performance mode on your console? Please drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a lot. And I will catch you guys another time, another video. Take care.